I don't know if you guys remember a live stream I did sometimes last year about a handful of Nigerian nurses who obviously did some exams in Nigeria. This is part of the exams they will do if they are coming to the UK to work. And then I think the Home Office or the NMC found out that some of those exams that they could have been done by somebody who could have done them. Well, they noticed that some of these exams they were being passed really quick, and because of that, a handful of Nigerian nurses who are already in the UK were affected by that. So now there's been a new update from the NMC, from the Home Office as well, and the Home Office are asking these nurses to leave. Yes, they are. Anyway, let's dive into the story. Hello, everybody. Welcome back again to my channel. My name is Wemimo, and I'm also known as That Mom of Five, and also known as CMO5 Kind of Co. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks so much for always coming back. So, like I said, I did a live stream when a handful of Nigerian nurses were, they were protesting, saying that the Home Office are saying, the NMC are telling them that the exam they did, that they passed it too well. And some of these nurses were like, oh, those exams are easy to pass, that they passed it really well. And even though they've been asked to receive the exam again, that they still passed it again. But now, according to the Nursing Times, it's been released now that some of the Nigerian nurses who are actually awaiting appeals, Home Office have now sent them letters to leave the UK. So I'm going to leave the link to the article in the description box. It's very, very long, but I'm going to try and summarize it here. So based on my summary here, a significant number of Nigerian nurses in the United Kingdom are currently facing deportation due to allegations of examination fraud linked to a testing center in Ibadan, Nigeria. You guys remember I shared that story. So I'm going to link the card of that live stream or video here so you can go watch it. So this exam center was in Ibadan, in Nigeria. The UK's Nursing and Midwifery Council, NMC, initiated investigations in 2023 after identifying irregularities at the Unique Technologies Test Center, where evidence suggested that proxy testers completed the computer-based CBT on behalf of genuine applicants. So they're now saying that they don't think the applicants themselves were the one who did that exam. They think maybe somebody else was doing it for them. So approximately 2,000 nurses were implicated in this alleged fraud. The NMC's investigation led to the removal of 10 registered nurses from its register, while 2 were permitted to remain. Out of 200 applications reviewed, 191 were refused due to character concerns, with 17 applications still under review. So the UK Home Office has responded by revoking visas and issuing notices to leave. Yeah, those 2,000, yeah, resulting in employment terminations for many affected nurses. So then, this action has actually sparked controversy, with accusations that the NMC is deliberately delaying hearings, potentially leading to deportations before appeals are concluded. Advocates argue that such delays may constitute procedural injustices, effectively circumventing the appeal process. So they are now saying that Home Office are intentionally delaying listening to this case of these nurses, and some of these nurses, some of them have been fired by their employed by their NHS trust. So being a nurse now, some of them are already working, and then while this investigation is being carried out by the Home Office and by the NMC, they've told them to stop working. So I can't even imagine how these people are fending. I don't even know how they are living, how they are able to afford being able to live here, not being able to work. Because if you're not registered with the NMC, if you don't have an NMC pin, you won't be able to work as a nurse. And for some of them that are already registered and are already working, they've lost their job now. So I don't know if they are being paid while the NMC is investigating them or not, but let's keep reading. So legal challenges have emerged, with approximately 15 nurses. So 15 nurses actually initiated action against the NMC, claiming unfair revocation of their registrations or denial of applications. A pre-action letter sent to the NMC demanding engagement with the Home Office to prevent deportations and reassesses these registration cases went unanswered, prompting further legal escalation. So this situation has had profound personal impacts on the affected nurses. Like I said, I can't imagine how they are feeling, having spent all of that money to come from Nigeria to, to come work as a nurse, traveling, all of this payment they will have to make only for them to come in, and they are being told that the exam, the CBT test look like they did not do it well, even though some of them have been asked to redo it again and they passed. So many have lost their jobs and face the prospect of deportation, leading to significant emotional and psychological distress. One nurse expressed feelings of shame and disgrace, stating that her career has been on hold for over a year and she is treated as a fraud without respect. It's so sad. It's so sad. And I know NMC is a very, very big body here in the UK. Is a very big body. You don't want to be in a case where it's going to involve them. And I can't imagine what it will feel for those nurses who have they have to renew their visas and they've not worked, and before you know it now, they have to start hustling to get money to be able to pay for all these other applications they have to make in order to be able to work in the UK. So it's so shocking. So the outcome of these cases will have significant implications for the reputation of both the NMC and the UK's healthcare system. It raises questions about the fairness and transparency of regulatory processes and the treatment of international healthcare professionals, especially Nigerians. Advocates are urging regulatory bodies to balance upholding professional standards with ensuring fair treatment for all healthcare professionals and emphasizing the need for clear, transparent, and timely processes to maintain trust and integrity within the system. So, as it is now, almost 2000, yeah, almost 2000 nurses are being impacted by this investigation by the home office. So I'm just going to go straight to the nursing times again. So according to nursing times here, the number here is that almost 2000 internationally educated Nigerian nurses were impacted by the NMC's investigation. Wow. So 2000 nurses have already left Nigeria. Nigerian government, what are you guys doing? 2000 nurses already left Nigeria. The obviously 2000 nurses are being impacted by this investigation by NMC, and that's because obviously the exam center is a Pearson view. That's where they see the exam, and they do this exam on behalf of the home office, obviously, and on behalf of the NMC, because these are all the tests that these nurses have to do. So it's so sad that, like, according to this news here, that the home office have already sent letters to some of these nurses asking them to leave the UK to go back to Nigeria. So the background to the CBT investigation. So according to Nursing Times here, the NMC launched an investigation in 2023 into the Unique Technology Center in Ibadan, Nigeria, after it was alerted to anomalous data coming from the site. Analysis of the data coming from the center revealed that nurses were sitting their computer-based tests in record time. I've actually not gone to check the test, but when I was speaking to a few other Nigerian nurses, they were like, "Oh, that test is easy to pass. There's only a dollar that will not be able to pass it." But now these people, the NMC, are now saying that, how are you passing it in a period of a short time? That's the question here. So the CBT is one of two parts of a test of competence that some international nurses must complete as part of their NMC application, and it's usually sat in their home countries. Yeah. So the NMC concluded that some 48 current registrants and 669 applicants were more than likely to have obtained their test result fraudulently at the Unique Test Center. It said that proxy testing was likely taking place at Unique, meaning someone was setting the test on behalf of applicants. I don't want to talk before my Nigerian people will come for me. So as it is now, yeah, almost 2000 students are being impacted by this, and they've been asked to leave. They've been asked to leave by the home office. So at the end of the day, now they are now accusing NMC of deliberately delaying things. So Nursing Time previously reported that many of the nurses were looking to appeal the decisions of the removal, but it was taking up to 6 months from the notice of appeal for a hearing to take place. For those nurses who were sacked by their employers after the allegations of fraud were made public, the threat of deportation has now become very real. As such, 48 nurses have declared their intention to take the NMC to court here, and the paperwork that the Home Office have given them, Home Office are only giving them a week from the time that they get that letter to leave the UK. Where would they get money from? They've not been working. Where would they get money from? How is that possible? How is that possible? So at such, 48 nurses have declared. So 48 nurses have actually, taken home office and NMC to the courts. So, and they are being supported by nurses across the borders and International Charitable Association, and are represented by the Bond Street Solicitor. So in the pre-action protocol letter sent to the NMC on the 13th of February, they are still waiting for the Home Office and the NMC to reply to that letter, but nothing have been heard yet. So another nurse here said that one nurse succeeded in squashing. So I think there's only been a success from one nurse who was able to sue the NMC. Meanwhile, Broad Street Solicitors noted that in his letter that an appeal by one of his clients against the decision of R has been recently successful. It's argued that, in quote, facts and circumstances of the nurse's case were materially the same as its other clients, and therefore the conclusion by the panel should be consistently applied to all the nurses it represents. So it's rather unfortunate that this is the case, and I felt like now that these nurses are now in the UK, rather than ask them to go back, why not set another exam for them to sit? Why not set another, maybe if it is going to be like, hey, what's this training that they do? That training that they need to do in order to check their competence. Why not set up another training for them instead of you asking them to leave the UK? Because they've spent a lot of money, they spent a lot of time and effort to be able to come here, and not being able to work on all throughout the time that they've been waiting for this investigation to be carried out. It's just not fair. I don't think this is fair. I don't think this is fair at all. And I know NMC, like I said, is a governing body in the UK for all nurses. They just won't pick up on people, okay? And if the test center, from their investigation, if they found that that is the case, I would imagine they should take up the issue with the test center and not the candidates, because the candidates have sat the exam. How are they able to prove that a particular person was doing the exam for them? What if the student themselves, or what if the candidates actually sat the exams themselves? So how are you now going to pack them and say, oh no, because that center has a record of proxy exam sitting? I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair that they should be asked to go back. 2,000 nurses, and some of them have not been working. Some of them, they've even refused them registering to the NMC register. Some of them, they've deregistered them because of the fact that they thought somebody was writing the exam for people. Is there an evidence to prove that that particular set of people who are being impacted right now, that the exams were sat for them? Like, guys, no, I don't really want to know what to say about it, but I just felt it's so sad that, you know, over 2,000 nurses, they are now being told to leave. The Home Office are asking them to leave because the NMC felt like, no, their result was a fraud. In my own opinion, I felt they should not be asked to leave. They could be sat, they could resit the exam again, or set a different exam, or maybe do like a clinical training or clinical exam thing for them, you know, rather than ask them to go back. Anyway, guys, I just thought I'll bring this news here for you. It's sad to see that our Nigerian nurses are now going to be asked to leave. Over 2,000 of them. It's unfortunate and it's sad. It's sad. Anyway, guys, leave your thoughts and opinion in the comment section in regards to this news. And what do you think? Have you been impacted? If you've been impacted and you would like to share your story with me, please, you can reach out to me by my DM on Instagram or via my email, thatmom5@gmail.com. And if you've been able to squash or you've been able to find your way out of this, do let me know as well. And you guys all know I'm a nurse here in the UK, and I know the struggle. Okay, I know. Don't, let's dive into that. So, guys, if you've watched this video till now, if you've not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you've not yet done so, turn on your post notification, share this video. Do not hesitate to join my membership, and I hope to catch up with you in my next video. All right, bye for now. Bye.
In my veins, I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame, cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearrange